had this recent epiphany about relationship with food on my own journey, and I'm excited to share this with you because I think that this is going to resonate very, very, very deeply for you. So I am ultimately pretty strict with the food that I eat. I try to eat high protein, high veggie, fruits, not afternoon. And so what happened was I was doing really, really well throughout the summer, and Thanksgiving hit. I went to Minnesota. I live in Florida. I went to Minnesota for 12 days. And the first week was great, had family Thanksgiving. And this is what happened. I can have one bite of pie. I can have one bite of apple pie. And so I did that. And then I could have a little bit of mashed potatoes. So what was happening is I was slowly releasing the identity that I had so created about how food got to really show up in my life. And it just kind of, catapulted a little bit more and a little bit more. And then I came back to Florida and my birthday hit, holidays hit. I went to a couple of friends' family Christmases because I didn't have my kids for Christmas. And of course, emotions were high. I was moving. I did the same thing. 1% backwards, 1% backwards, 1% backwards. And then my birthday hit and it was like, well, of course I can have 2 glasses of wine. I really never drink alcohol, maybe one time a year. Had 2 glasses and the next day didn't feel great. My body was like, this is not okay. A couple of days later, my body is still saying like, you shouldn't be eating like this. Had a piece of chocolate cake. Then fast forward, my mom comes down to visit me and we try out all these new restaurants. And of course it's like, well, the food is so amazing. We might as well try the dessert. I usually never get desserts when I go to restaurants. Weeks and weeks of like slowly shifting where my choices in food didn't go well. And so although I go to the gym 7 days a week, I lift well. My body has great metabolism. I've worked on this for about 3 years. And so I feel really good with that. One of the things that I wasn't feeling is I wasn't necessarily feeling the vibrant energy I was feeling pre-Thanksgiving. But what is interesting about the path is that the beginning of the path goes like this, right? You have I'm on fire and I am not happy with my body. I'm not happy with the way I'm eating to good. You get to the level of good and then from good to extraordinary. And what happens is I was in between good and extraordinary when this started. So it was easy for me to make a couple choices that got me to good. And then what happened right here, and this is where I got triggered, right below the energy of good, where I was like, wait a second, how did I get here? What did I do? What is going on with my identity that is allowing me to backpedal? So what I am redefining as far as my identity goes, because here's the thing, habits don't stick. How many times have you created habits and they do not stick? Okay. All the time. Look at the people that are like, I'm going to start this New Year's resolution. This year is going to be my year. I'm going to do it for this trip. Doesn't happen, doesn't last. Lasting transformation takes a change of identity, who we identify as the core of us. And then that identity is going to ultimately determine the habits that we do. The trick with identity is that it takes up to 60 days to create a new identity, to every single day remind yourself who you are and who you are and who you are, to lock that in. So I've kind of gone on a journey in my fitness and my health and creating the body that I absolutely love. Based upon me, right? Based upon my unique desire, my unique love of what it looks like. So what I did is I looked out in the world and I was like, okay, who do I want to look like? This may be the beginning of your journey and you didn't realize that you could change your identity. So let's go here. And so I was like, oh, fitness, not fitness model, supermodel. That's where I started, supermodel. Okay, my body, I'm about 5'6". It's not meant for supermodel. I'm not tall enough. And can we be honest, they don't eat. I need food. So that didn't really work for me. So I started that and I played into that identity, and what I realized, it just wasn't a match. It wasn't a fit. And then secondly, I went into fitness model. And so what was happening is as I was adopting that identity, I was having people reach out to me to want to start doing modeling. And then instantly there was something inside me that was like, I don't want to model. Like, that's not who I am. I don't want people taking a picture. Like, I pride myself on my level of intelligence and my level of depth. not the way that I look, right? Okay, so that was a no. And so that didn't feel good. And it was almost like I was like building this fitness only version of me, and I wanted something a little more. So I made it up. Okay. I decided this is the way that I want to feel. I want to feel vibrant. Okay. And so I came up with this, somebody had called me this once, a smoke show, right? Where it's like you can feel her frequency, her vibration, her look, all of the pieces come together, and her energy is just intense. So it's like, is it because the way she looks? Yes. Is it because the way that she feels when she's in my presence? Yes, it's all of the above. So my identity was the energy of smoke show. And so over the course of 3 years, I've really been able to create that via working out, via working my mind, via working my, spirituality, my connection, my depth, and constantly working on expanding who I am, becoming more self-aware, becoming more emotionally intelligent. All of that is the smoke show identity. But Thanksgiving hit, and although the smoke show was still there, the smoke show was dwindling. And so one of the things that I really looked at deeply was, Becca, does this feel vibrant after you consume it, think it, read it, watch it, be around it? Because if the version of me that I most desire is a vibrant version of me, I have to not just look at what I'm consuming for food, what I'm watching, who I'm around, the things that I'm doing, my activities. What does this all look like? So I was talking to an individual today, which is really interesting. And one of the things that he had said was the diet industry, and that it has been created to fail. The diet industry is it's this attracting you in, but nobody's really getting long-lasting results. Why is that? Is because nobody talks about identity. They talk about habits, they talk about products, they talk about supplements, things to do, ways to eat, things to eliminate. None of that is long lasting. You cannot do any of that for a long period of time. And so the question he said he had asked is, well, like he was working with this client, like, why do you want to lose weight? Right? Why is it? And so we have multiple different reasons of why we want this. Sometimes it's like acceptance, love, fear of rejection. What if I'm not enough? What if my physical body repels the person that I love? So it all comes down to, right, for most people, is that the reason why people go on diets is because they don't like the way that they feel. And if you could feel better about yourself, regardless if you lost the weight or not, you're actually achieving the desired result that you want. So the process is really love and acceptance of yourself, but that is a certain identity. You can't just all of a sudden one day be like, okay, today I'm going to be the person that loves and accepts themselves. Today, that's going to be the version of me. Who's the identity? If you desire to feel vibrant, regardless of what you consume or because of what you consume, because of the choices you're making, because of the person you're being, because that you walk around with an open heart, because you choose to heal the things within you that have maybe plagued you, or different things that have happened that have been very, very hurtful or painful. And you choose to become this healed version, you choose to become vibrant. That is an act of love and acceptance, right? Choosing an identity of feeling vibrant. Love and acceptance are the habits of that version of you. So the desire is actually not to lose weight, not to necessarily even eat differently, but the desire is to feel vibrant. Insert your word that you most desire to feel. So to improve our relationship with food, we have to desire how we want to feel. And if the feeling is, I desire to feel vibrant after I eat it, I'm going to pick a lot of different foods that maybe I wouldn't have picked otherwise. Okay, so here's something really cool. So with the clients that I work with, right, they're successful people. They've created success in their life. Maybe they've had they've all had extreme failures, extreme mishaps, extreme things that have happened in their life where they have just gotten back up and just decided, you know what, I'm resilient. I refuse to quit. One of the things that I ask of them, right, is to choose feeling vibrant. In the choice of feeling vibrant, what happens is that your frequency raises, and when your frequency raises, you become a frequency match for more unrealistic success. At the end of the day, everything is energy, and the better you feel, the better it gets. Not spiritual bypassing, where it's like, I'm going to pretend to feel better and hoping that what I get will come to me. It doesn't necessarily work that way. It's a identity of vibrancy. It's an identity of joy. It's the compounding effect of being the identity of who you want to be, feeling the way that you most want to feel, which creates an amazing realm of unrealistic success. And in the process of that, your body leans out. Your body leans out because you feel safe. And when you can feel safe in your body, we don't hold any excess weight. When we feel unsafe in our body, chances are many of us will hold weight because that's what makes us feel safe. Last piece of the puzzle. The relationship with food is also, can we say, a deep attachment to our inner child. So I want you to think about the youngest version of you. And when you ate food as a child, you felt safe. It's one of the basic needs. Or maybe for you, you didn't have enough food. Or maybe for you, you had an abundance of food. I grew up with like a full fridge, all the counters towering all the time with food, that it was overwhelming to me. So like my poor kids, they'll come home and they'll be like, Mom, there's nothing in the fridge. I'm like, what do you mean? We have all the food that we need for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 3 days, but nothing extra. I don't carry extra food. And so they've taught me that they take me grocery shopping and they get extras because they like to snack. But going back to childhood, is that food makes us feel safe. So emotional eating is the eating because it grounds us in our body. And then it also makes us have this feeling of safety. So if you're noticing that you're eating to feel safe, find a different way, whether it's drinking more water, while it's grounding exercises, meditation, breath work, finding something for you to do that helps you feel safe. Practicing feeling safe in your body is going to be really, really powerful. Outside of that, the other thing that I really like to do is I like to chew gum. So I will chew gum a ton in the gym because that processes a lot of energy, especially like you guys working out and lifting weights moves energy in our body. If I'm doing lower body, it's all like lower body is like feelings of safety and security, creativeness, feelings of powerlessness or powerfulness, our identity, all of that is low energy. So when we're working our lower body, it is releasing anything that needs to come up to be healed while we're in the middle of the gym, okay? So I'll chew gum because what it does is chewing gum moves our ego out of the way and it allows the message to come through. And so I'm allowing myself to feel whatever I'm feeling while I'm lifting, and the chewing gum kind of helps navigate the process a little bit more smoothly. If you feel like you need to chew gum to feel safe or chew something, it doesn't have to be gum. Make sure that it's, I don't know, sugarless gum or something that works best for you, or maybe you don't like gum. Find a solution to the problem, okay? But the root issue is, what is your identity? What is your identity around food? What is your identity around health? Who are you going to decide to be first? And then the habits follow. If you desire to work a little bit more with me and you want to grab a single session just to work with your personal, whether it be relationship with food, relationship with success, relationship with money, feel free to jump on BeccaKurbinski.com, grab a single session, and I would be super honored to be able to help you move past whatever blocks that you're experiencing currently in your life. Have a good day.